So today's topic is about this one, and this is the continuation of a force. Today, let's learn about the different kinds of forces, different types of contact and non-contact forces. Okay. So what is contact force? Contact force is a force that can cause or change motion of an object by touching. Okay. So it means that, for example, on this video or in this clip, a boy is kicking the ball. Okay. The ball is the object and a man also. So the man needs to touch the ball so that the ball can move. Okay, this is contact force. Okay, you need or there is connection between two objects. Okay, or example, you need to touch the object. Nah, that is a contact force. Okay, again, contact force is a force that you need to touch. Okay, nah. So next one is a non-contact force. Okay, non-contact force is a force that result with two objects are not in physical contact. So it means that when a force is applied, no, this is a natural. Non-contact force, you do not need to touch the object, but still the object move. Okay, for example of this is when the apple fell from the tree. When the apple fell from the tree because of the force that we call the gravity force. No? So the apple fell down from the ground and then because of the gravitational force. So this is the example of non-contact force. Okay. Again, one more time. Contact force, you need to touch the object. Okay. Non-contact force, you do not need to touch the object. Okay. In short, forces are divided into two. So, contact force and non-contact force. Forces are divided into two, contact and non-contact force. Okay. What are the examples of contact force? Examples of contact force are friction force, normal force, tension force, drag force, and spring force. These are the examples of contact force. Okay. Another one is examples of non-contact force. Okay. Magnetic force, electric force, and gravitational force. Okay, remember, contact force, you need to touch. Contact force, you need to touch. Non-contact force, no need to touch. Okay? So, now, friction force. Okay, this is the example of contact force. Friction force. What is friction force? Friction force occurs whenever two surfaces rub against each other. Friction is a force that always opposes motion. Okay, look at the example here. The object moves because of the friction under. See? Friction under. So this is example of contact force. Example of contact force is a friction. Okay. One more example is this one. See? When the dog rides on the sled, there is a friction force happening under the sled and on the ground. So that means this action is a friction force. Okay? Friction force is a contact force. Okay. Another one. This one is a normal force. Normal force is a force acts in the direction perpendicular to the surface. Okay, look at the object here. Okay, no? The box, whenever the angle is, the box is still connected to the ground. Okay? For example, this one, when the box is here, even you lift it, still the box connects. Okay? So this is a normal force. Another example is this one. Normal force. When you put a book on a table, the book stays on a table. Nah? Because of the normal force to the ground. Nah? Okay. So normal force is the example of contact force. Okay, another one. Another one is tension force. Okay, tension force. Tension force is also example of contact force. Okay, tension force is a force transmitted through a wire. This one, through a wire or rope or string when it is pulled from opposite ends is known as a tension force. Okay, now look at the object. This is the object. And they are using a rope, this one, a rope, or a string, or a wire to pull the object. That is tension force. The force acts on this scenario as a tension force. Tension force is an example of contact force. Okay, another example is when you play tag of war. The one girl is on the edge of the rope and the other is on the edge also. So they are pulling and making tension. Okay, so tension force is a contact force. Okay, why? Because they are holding it. They are holding the rope. They are holding the rope. Okay, next one. Next one is drag force. Okay, drag force is defined to be parallel to the direction of oncoming airflow. Look at the air here, airflow. The drag force due to both two viscous friction forces. Okay, so look at the air. The air is coming from the left to the right, but the car is coming from the right to the left. So there is a drag force happening here. No? The car is, what do you call this one? The car is directly passing through the air. No? Another example is, no, go back. Okay, so drag force. Okay, drag force is an example of contact force. Okay. The flow of the air is coming from the left to the right, and the car is directly coming to the air, no? Okay, drag force. Next one is spring force. Okay, spring force is the force exerted by a compressing or stretching spring. Okay, upon any object which is attached to it. So this is also the example of spring force. Now, this is the object coming back and through because of the spring. No? Spring force is one of the example of a contact force. Okay, another one is okay, this one also. When you use a bow and arrow, okay, the force acts on a bow is a spring force because when you pull the string from the bow, it creates a spring so that the arrow fly. No? Spring force. Spring force is one example of contact force. Okay, not this another one. Example of non-contact force. Okay, non-contact force. Non-contact force is magnetic force. Okay, example is magnetic force. Magnetic force is are the forces due to magnetic field. See the object? The object, the range attract the magnet without touching the range. You are not touching the range, but the range attract the magnet. No? See? So, non-contact force, magnetic force, non-contact force. Because you're not, even though you're not touching the range, still the range attract the magnet. Okay. So, magnetic force, non-contact force. Okay. Next one. Look at this one. Example. Another here example. See? Look at the ball here. They are not, you are not touching it, but still it attracts each other. Okay? So another one. It's an electric force. Okay, electric force. The electrical force is a push or pull exerted upon an object as a result of an interaction between electrical charges. Okay, now this one. Look at the hair of the boy. Look at the hair of the boy. When he touched the device here, his hair stands because of the electric force. Because of the electric force. Okay, even though he's not touching his hair, still his hair stands because of the electromagnetic force. Okay, another example is, look at this one. No, this is the electric charge. And also this one, look at the balloon and the water here. See, when the boy rubbed the balloon and then go near the water, the flow of the water curve. Look, okay, because of electric force. Okay, so electric force is example of non-contact force because the object and the water did not touch each other, but still the water moved or curved. Okay, so next one, the last one is the gravitational force. Okay, gravitational force is a force which always is the only attractive force. Every celestial body has this force. The force that causes apples to fall down or fall towards the ground. Okay. Now, so our Earth has the biggest gravity. Nah? Or magnets look like a magnet. Same like a magnet. That every time you throw something to the air, it goes down or go back to the ground because of the gravity. Okay. For example, look at this. The man is in the mountain or edge of the mountain and he dropped a ball and the ball goes down. Still go down to the bottom because of the gravity. Okay, another example is the apple. Now, the apple fell from the tree because of the gravity. Okay, so there's the force acts is a gravitational force, and the gravitational force is a non-contact force or no touch force. No, there's no one touching it. Okay, so go back. Let's go back to our explanation of contact and non-contact force. Okay, and okay. See, contact force, a force that can cause or change motion of an object by touching it. No? By touching. There's an interaction between two objects. No? The two objects must touch each other. Okay? So, contact force. And the other one is non-contact force. They are not physical contact with each other. Like this. No?
Okay, teacher Omeo, may I explain them in Thai a little bit?
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
เป็นยังไงคะเข้าใจกันหรือเปล่าโอเค this page teacher ทีนี้แรงนะคะแรงเนี่ยก็คือการที่เราไปกระทำอะไรกับวัตถุนะคะแบ่งเป็น2อย่างอันแรกอันนี้อ่านว่าอะไรคะอ่านให้คุณครูฟังหน่อยโอเค contact force contact force ค่ะพูดพร้อมกันวันที่ contact again please contact force นะคะ contact force นะคะคือแรงสัมผัสเก่งมากค่ะทั้งแรงสัมผัสก็คือการที่นักเรียนเนี่ยไปกระทำต่อวัตถุหรือวัตถุกระทำต่อกันนะคะแล้วทำให้มันเคลื่อนที่อย่างเช่นมีตังไปทำเตะฟุตบอลแบบนี้ทำให้วัตถุเคลื่อนที่เราไปสัมผัสฟุตบอลเคลื่อนที่เราเรียกว่าแรงอะไรคะภาษาไทยแรงอะไรสัมผัสนักเรียนพูดพร้อมคุณครูค่ะแรงสัมผัส contact force แรงสัมผัสอีกครั้งหนึ่ง
contact force แรงสัมผัส
อีกรอบ contact force แรงสัมผัส
contact force แรงสัมผัส
โอเคทีนี้แรงไม่สัมผัสค่ะ non contact force teacher Nomel non contact force คือเราไม่ต้องไปสัมผัสมันเลยมันตกของมันลงมาเองค่ะนักเรียนเห็นไหมแอปเปิลตกลงจากต้นไม้เราได้ไปยุ่งกับมันไหมคะเราไม่ได้ไปยุ่งกับมันเลยทีนี้เราได้ไปสัมผัสมันไหมไม่แสดงว่า non contact force ภาษาไทยเรียกว่าอะไรคะแรงไม่สัมผัสเราไปยุ่งกับมันไปแตะกับมันไหมไม่นะคะอย่างเช่นแอปเปิลตกมาเราไม่ได้ไปยุ่งกับมันเราจึงเรียกว่าแรงอะไรนะแรงไม่
สัมผัส
เอาอีกครั้งหนึ่งค่ะแรงไม่สัมผัส non contact force โอเคค่ะมีตังแรงไม่สัมผัส non contact force ค่ะอันมีตังพูดให้เพื่อนฟังอีกรอบ
แรงไม่สัมผัส
non
contact force
very good น้ำ
แรงไม่สัมผัส non contact force
Activity time. Identify the force applied on the picture. Okay, na? Contact force. Hello?
ตอบอะไรดีคะรูปนี้เห็นไหมแรงไปสัมผัสกับลูกบอลแบบนี้ contact force คะanswer teacher
contact force
Okay, very good. It's a contact force.
Okay,
this one.
So teacher Nomel will ask your name, will call your name to answer. Okay.
This one. Spring force. Spring, contact force or non-contact force? I want you to answer. Who's this? Pan. Pan, contact force or non-contact force?
contact force
Very good, Pan. It's a contact force. How about this one? Using magnet. Contact force or non-contact force?
Okay, everybody answer first.
non-contact force
Non-contact force. Very good. How about this one?
non-contact force non-contact force
Oh, non-contact force. Very good. How about this one?
Teacher Nomel, don't tell me. Okay.
Okay. This one, contact force or non-contact force?
contact force
Very good. It's a contact force. And this one, It's a normal force.
No contact force. No contact force.
The table and the box. Contact or non-contact?
Contact force.
Very good. It's a contact force. So what kind of force is this? It's a normal force, not contact force. Normal contact force. Okay, this one. An apple fell from the tree.
Non-contact force.
Very good. It's a non-contact force. And the last one. Riding a sled. You see, there's a friction.
Contact force.
Huh?
Contact force.
Very good. It's a contact force.
โอเคที่เชื่อน้องเมย์
Okay. Okay, name the words. Roll. Roll. Roll means roll. Roll. Bounce. Bounce. Bounce means like you dribbling the ball. Bounce. Okay. Gravity. Gravity is... No, you know already the gravity, okay?
Yes, I am.
Push. And pull. Okay, okay, ready? Fun. What force is this? Roll, roll, bounce, push, pull. An apple fell from the tree. Roll, bounce, gravity, push or pull. No, it's not pull. It's
Roll.
read Binjay,
Gravity.
very good. It's a gravity. Oh, remember, anything that fell to the ground because of the gravity. Okay, next one. Now,
Bound.
very good. Bound. Okay, how about this one? Huh? Okay, it's push. Very good. How about this one? Huh? Okay, it's pull. How about this one?
Roll.
Yeah. Read, Pimjay, read. It's correct, Pimjay. Continue. Read.
Roll.
Roll, not roll. It's not roll.
Bound.
No, it's not bouncing when you ride a roller coaster. It's a
Gravity.
Oh, it's a gravity. Gravity, because of the gravity. Okay, next one.
Roll.
Roll. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 choices. Identify the types of forces. Okay. Drag force. Drag force. What is drag force? No? Okay. Drag force. Applied force. Applied force. Okay. Applied force when you are using any material. For example, you're using a bat. You hit the ball by a bat. It's applied force. You push the door. It's applied force. Okay, magnetic force when you are using magnet. Spring force when there's a bounce. A force when two objects are bouncing each other. Okay, spring force. Friction is when an object connects to the ground and has a friction force. The gravitational force when an object fell from the fell to the ground. Okay, it's a gravitational force. Okay, next one. This one. What kind of force is
Drag
this?
force.
Huh?
Drag force. Drag force.
Okay, I will explain another one. Again, I will explain again. I'm sorry. This is a skate. Right. What's this? Board? No, no, no. This is the ground. Okay, the ground and the skate. So it creates a friction force. This example is a friction force. The ground and the skate are rubbing each other like this. Rubbing each other. When two objects are rubbing each other, it creates a friction force. So the ground and the sled are rubbing each other, creates a friction force. So this one is a friction force. Remember that? Friction force. Everyone say friction force.
Friction force.
Friction force. When two objects are rubbing like this, when two objects are rubbing, it creates a friction force. Wait. Next one is this one. This one. The man fell to the ground. The man fell to the ground. Fell. Remember, fell. Or fall. Any object fall to the ground because of the same like the apple. Gravitational force. Okay, now remember, gravitational force. Okay, that's this one. What's this? A magnet, a trap,
Magnetic
field. Huh?
force.
Magnetic force. Very good. It's magnetic force. Okay? Magnetic force, friction force, gravitational force, magnetic force. Okay, next one. When you are pushing or pulling an object, what force did you apply? Yeah, it's pulling force. So it is applied force.
Apply force.
Okay, now applied force. When you push or pull anything or any object, you are applying applied force. Okay, now applied force. Okay, next one. The toy. Look at the toy. And look at under the toy. It's
Spring force.
okay, very good. It's spring force. Okay, now it's spring force. Spring force. Okay. Next one is the okay. The man is riding a you call this one? Parachute. In parachute, it's using a parachute. The air, look at this one. The air flow is going up.
Drag force.
Okay, the airflow is going up and the parachute is going down. So it creates a
Drag force.
drag force.
Drag force.
Okay, no, drag force.